Hey guys, PapaSledge here. Back doing some streaming this morning. It's funny when you get out of the habit of doing it. It's like it almost becomes a chore to do it again. It's funny. Obviously, I don't do this for a living. I have a real job. And I say that affectionately. I know there are streamers that do this for a real job, make a lot of money at it, but just that's not me. I do it for fun. I do it because my granddaughter asked me to keep doing it. And I want her to go back to these and look at these and know that I did this for her. And it was a way of her knowing her grandpa. So, kind of fun stuff. Text her now, let her know I'm on, and hopefully she'll get on and say hello and watch. She lives in Ohio and I'm in Texas, so I don't get to be near her as much as I'd like to be. But I like that this is kind of a way that we can reach out and spend some time together. Good morning, sweetie. Just letting you know I am on YouTube and streaming. They get up real early. They're an hour ahead of us. I know it's like probably 5:10 in the morning over there, but hopefully she'll wake up and see this first thing and get to come on and say hi to her grandpa. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into this. Well, we're getting our game set up now. I don't know why my YouTube control panel is blank. It's got me a little concerned. So I'm going to test real quick. I'm going to make sure that we're online real quick on YouTube. Make sure the stream's okay before we get going. So I'm going to go to my channel. Yeah, it looks good. Let me test the chat real quick and make sure that's working. Good morning, everyone. I'll say good morning to my granddaughter. Hopefully, she is there. That's if her grandpa can spell, which I hope I am spelling that correct because it's real tiny and I can't see it. There we go. So it looks like that's working and we're live. So I'm going to go ahead. For some reason, I'm not getting real time stats, but that's okay. I actually did a little change up on my ships. So I've been going through a dilemma for those of you who have been tuning in. I'm going through a little dilemma on what I want to do with my ships. So obviously, what's nice about Star Citizen is when you own a ship, you can trade them in and you can do things with them and get other ships and kind of experiment and play around. And there's a lot of new ships in the game that they just introduced. And I've played with them in the PTU. That stands for the Public Test Universe, I think is what that stands for. And it's, you know, I don't know. I don't like, they're okay. I'm a solo player most of the time. Rabbits and I, he's a guy that I game with quite often. He and I do quite different things in the game. He likes to mine. I like to do hauling or trading, combination of the two for money. And then I take that and I save that and I go explore. I like to explore just for the sake of exploring, but you need money to do that. So it's so funny. My stream is still on my phone. Ah, I need to go shut that off. I can hear myself talking. Isn't that weird? There we go. Let's turn it off because I feel like I got a ghost in the room. So yesterday I was telling Rabbits about this. I had my Polaris out, which is a very big capital ship. You cannot park them. There's very few places that have bays for them, and I could not. I was having trouble parking in bays yesterday. I filled up my ship. I autoloaded it. I tried to take off from the bay. The bay would not release my ship. It ultimately, um, it ultimately did something to my ship that put me back in the station. It took all my cargo. almost $1 million worth, and disappeared. And basically, I had to pay to reclaim my ship on an insurance claim and expedite it, which was like almost 50K. And I lost, like I said, about $1 million in cargo. So I was very frustrated. That is basically about, I mean, in that ship, I was making about 300. That's about 3 runs that I lost. Now, with the Carrack, which is a smaller ship, not a bunch smaller, but it's a large ship, barely fits in a large hangar. I lost. I very rarely lose money, and I can dock 3 times faster. I don't have to do any lining up. I can just fly it right into a bay. I don't have those kind of problems, and I'm able to make about 230 to 250,000 at a time. And I can do those runs back to back and just get some, and make anywhere between 750 and 1,000, a million an hour. And that is a really nice way to make some money. When I get up to around 5, I stop and then I turn around and I go do some exploring, because the Carrack, just like the Polaris, has a vehicle bay, has a landing bay in the top to put a fighter. And I did something different. I bought a ship I've never owned before yesterday, called a Buccaneer. It's by Drake. The dimensions on it look like it may possibly fit in the upper bay of the Carrack. I don't know, but we're going to try it. So we're going to go out to the bay here, and we're going to try something. So let's get going. We're going to try something a little different. I want to see if I can fit the Buccaneer in the top landing bay of the Carrack. The dimensions look like it might actually fit. The only thing I'm concerned about is the height a little bit. I was able to get the Wolf to fit, but it was a little bit too long, and I had to kind of pry it in there. It was a joke. It actually screwed up some things. So if you jump on the chat, for some reason my stats for YouTube are not showing up, so I have no idea how many viewers I have. It's actually not showing up on my broadcast software like it usually does. So let's go ahead and see if we can get these ships brought over here.
Welcome to the ASOC Vehicle Retrieval System.
So the ships we're talking about bringing over are going to be this one. Just in case, I really don't plan to use that one. The Carrack, which is the big ship. That's the one everything goes in. Here's the Buccaneer. We're going to deliver that one. Oh, well, we think we are.
Please visit us again. Welcome
Come on.
to the ASOC Vehicle Retrieval System.
Oh, come on. It won't let me click on it.
Please visit us again. Goodbye.
Okay, let's try that again.
Welcome to the
Well, I guess
ASOC
that Buccaneer
Vehicle
just does
Retrieval
not want to be delivered. There we go. Okay, and we did buy a Wolf. We did buy a Kruger Wolf, which I love. I want to try it. We did get a Fury, so I'm going to claim the Fury just in
Your
case.
insurance claim has been sent.
I want to fit. I would love to fit the larger. I would love to fit the larger ship. I think the Fury is really a cool little snub fighter.
Welcome to the ASOC Vehicle Retrieval System.
But okay, the Ursa I cannot call from here. So now that we've got these ships called, let's go see. We need a large hangar. Let's go see if we have access to a large hangar, or if I need to call the Carrack from here. Might have to call it from here first. Yep. The dangerous part about this is it doesn't always load in correctly.
Welcome to the ASOC Vehicle Retrieval System.
Let's do this.
Stand by.
Let's hope.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location. Please visit us again.
Let's hope that we get this will get us the large hangar, but let's hope it actually shows up in the hangar. This is where I probably had. It looks like it says it's there, so let's see what happens. Cross your fingers, say your prayers, and it is there. Awesome. Okay. So now that that is here, we are going to store it. We need to get the other ships in
Welcome
first.
to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
So let's store
Your
this.
vehicle has been moved to a place visitors again.
You can see that is a big ship, 4 levels. We've explored it. If you've been watching, I've been going back and forth. I've traded this thing in 3 times, and I always come back to it. I absolutely love the carrot. I think the carrot. There's a lot of people that hate on it. It's one of the older and most original ships in the game. When they show videos of exploration, even in the latest Citizen Con, they had the caravan, and they finally put it up for sale as a standalone ship again. When I originally got this, I had to buy it as part of an expedition pack, which was not cheap, and because I wanted the ship. And out of all the ships I've flown, the 600i was one of my favorites, but it's almost useless. And what I mean by that
Welcome
is it just really
to the
can't do
ASOP
much in the
vehicle
game
retrieval
besides
system.
explore. It can't really haul. It can't really do bounties in it. It doesn't really have a lot of firepower to do, mercenary things. It's just a nice, nice, nice. It's like a very futuristic, nice ship. Okay, so we're gonna bring the Buccaneer up here. I want to see if the Buccaneer will fit.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following. Please visit us again.
I don't know how big this ship is, but the dimensions don't look very big. They put it like 40 by 50 meters by 4.5 meters tall. Now, the ship that was too big originally, that I had issues with, that was too big for it, was its height. It's been a height issue. Now, the Pisces fits, and the Pisces not very tall. It's tall, I guess. It's not very tall. It's been the upper wings that have been the problem. Now, this very well may fit. It's about the same size as a Pisces. It looks like with the landing gear down, it is a little taller than I'd like. Wow, I don't know if this is going to fit. I hope it does. Lengthwise, I actually think it's okay lengthwise. I think it'll fit. So I'm excited about it. I've never flown one of these, but it's got a good amount of guns. Not really had a Drake ship. Very military like in the way they look and feel. Five, okay, nice. It's actually not a bad view. You got some little things here obstructing. Very military like.
Hello and welcome aboard your Drake interplanetary craft. Your systems are online.
Okay, so I guess that's all there is in shield on that. I was hoping there was one more there, but it doesn't look like there is. Looks like that's max shield. Okay. Yeah, very military like on this. So you can use that for targeting data. I would probably reverse the setup and do targeting up here where I can see it better. Use this for either ship status or scanning. There we go. I'll probably use this one. I have a duplicate of that up here in the helmet, so I don't need that necessarily in that information. So I'm probably going to change this to be more like that right here. Just give me some configuration changes. There we go. All right. Let's take a look at the outside of this thing, man. See, I like that big size 5 gun on top. Now, I don't know if that's a repeater or and then you got some size 4s. I think it's 4 size 4s, 3 size 4s. Really like the way this looks. Yeah, I don't know what this reminds me of. It reminds me of a ship from a movie, but it's just got that. Oh wow, Those- that's got 4 size 4s and a size 5, and they're all laser repeaters. Oh, this is going to be fun. I really need to see what the shields are like. But man, look at that. Wow. Okay, cool. I'm liking it. I sure hope this fits on the ship. This would be a fun ship to be able to fly around and explore with from the Carrack if it works. So let's go ahead and we're going to put this over here. Well, I think we're going to put it over here. Ooh, maybe the ship is bigger than I think it is. The other one very easily fit under here. This should maybe a little bigger than I think. Oh man, I hope it fits. I didn't, you can't always go by what people tell you. Tell you what, I'm going to put it over here in the corner, one of these corners over here. Oh, you know what? There's a place right there that's tall enough. Hold on. Come on. Let's keep landing. Don't land. I just need to stick the nose over in a corner far enough to get it off the grid. I don't know if that will work or not.
Your systems are offline.
I hope it will. So we'll see what happens. It is big. Boy, I don't know if that's going to fit or not. We're going to try. Let's give that a shot. Let's see if we can get it. So we're going to bring the Carrack up here. We'll see if we can land it. I think that may be too big for the bay up there. I may be a little bit too big for my britches. The Fury looks like I can fit 4 of those freaking things in there.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location. Please visit us again. Goodbye.
I want to bring the Ursa up and put that into another. Ursa is like a military land vehicle you can drive around, which is kind of cool. But I don't want to move that up and put that in until I get this thing with the ship figured out. Because I may have to put the ship back. I don't want to have to claim it somewhere else. I just want to be able to put it back and be able to use it. I really wanted a good gunship I could use for the bounties. Something that was not crazy vulnerable. Now, I tell you, I've been using the Constellation Andromeda, which has been amazing. See, now I've got a polarized paint I'm going to put on this thing that just looks amazing. This is the default shader for it, which is good, but I love the polarized on this. Oh my God, it looks amazing. But I think one of the better looking ships in the game with that shader. So we're going to go on and we're going to open the bay upstairs. So this is the vehicle bay. It has good sized cargo base. One of the reasons I like this vehicle now is it great for PvP? Probably not. This ship needs to be updated very badly. It's almost the size of the Polaris. It's actually like just it really needs to be in an extra large hangar. Actually, I don't know what I'm doing that for. I don't want to close this. There we go. Let's leave that open. Okay. So we're going to go up to the bay. And there's literally 4 floors on this thing. There's 3 you can access from here and 4 from the back elevator. And the 4th being a top, like an observation deck, which is really cool. Because they actually have airlocks. You can get out and walk across the top of the ship, and you can use it as a strategic point to shoot from, which is really fun. So we're going to open the vehicle bay. Now, I don't know if that's going to fit in here. It's kind of a rectangular thing, and I think it may be too wide. I think I may just have to stick to a Fury, but boy, it would be so great if that thing fit. On some of the other ships, the wings go up and it's too tall, and it won't fit. The Gladius is too tall. It fits lengthwise, but it's too tall. And the Wolf barely fits. It's too long. You can stick it in diagonally, but it doesn't sit on the ground, and it has to be kind of pried in and out, and it causes some issues with the ship, especially with loading and unloading cargo. It causes some issues. So let's go see if we can land this ship in this bay. I'm thinking it's going to be too big. I want it to work so bad, it's not even funny. I think this ship would be so cool to have as land the ship and use this to fly around and explore the planet. And that's what I'm looking for. Now the Fury's great, but that's just such a tiny thing. It feels like it's very fragile. It's got these level 1 weapons. It'd be nice if I could take something like this out with me and actually do something with it and have some actual real firepower. I mean, this thing, I'm actually really impressed with the guns on this thing. I hope the shield and the flyability is as good as the guns are. Really kind of got me excited that it might be the ship for me to do this in. But we're gonna find out. All right, let's moment of truth. Man, I don't think it's gonna fit. I think it's gonna be too wide. Damn. Oh yeah. That is definitely looking like it's gonna be too wide to fit in there. Oh, my heart's broken. It ain't gonna fit. Well, I tried. So we're gonna go have to stash this path. I'm still gonna use it. I think this is gonna be a great bounty ship, man. I really do. So I'm gonna have to stick to the Fury. I know there's another snub fighter in here. Whoop, I'm pressing the wrong keys. I know there's another snub fighter you can use in here, but I just really wanted to have something a little heavier. But it's amazing when you go heavier, you just the dimensions just don't work for anything else. Man, it just barely fits over there in the corner.
Your systems are
I
offline.
had a feeling when I was putting it over here that that might be the problem. I was hoping it wasn't, but I just had a feeling. I wonder if I can stash this. I know that's not going to fit over there. What am I saying? If I couldn't fit it on the ship, I'm definitely not fitting it in that little corner. Oh, okay. Please tell me I didn't get myself trapped somewhere. And oh, wow. Are you kidding me? Look at this. See, this is what gets me about this game. Come on, get me out of here. Get me out. It put me in. I wonder. Okay, I wonder if I can get back up. Can you get back up? Come on. It put me into a freaking groove. Come on. Oh, it's not letting me out. Can you believe this? Look at this. This is the shit that gets me about this game. Oh, can you believe that? Now I'm going to tell you this doesn't always work, but I'm going to try. I'm going to exit to the menu and see if I can get back. Holy crap. Sometimes the only way to fix this is doing like an Alt F4 and it like resets it. But it doesn't always work. This will usually work though. So I'll switch the server. It's going to store all my ships. That ship might be over there still when I come back. But man, that is wild. That is exactly what I'm talking about stuff in the game. And I laugh because somebody made a video about the Carrack. I've actually got myself stuck in between a chair and like a dashboard, trying to see if that was a seat I could sit at, and it wasn't. I got myself stuck in between the seat and the freaking the paint, the dashboard, and I couldn't get out. And I thought it was so funny because I was watching this video about how somebody was talking about how the Carrack is non-meta for PvP, which I can believe for PvP it isn't. Oh, thank God. Okay. That, yeah, I definitely did not want to spawn back in the same area. So usually changing a server like that will fix that. That's almost a surefire way because it doesn't put you. If you stay in the same server, it usually put you right back in the same place. This will set you back to the same location, but not in the same place. So if you find yourself getting stuck, that's a good way to get out of it. Let's let's drink something real quick so I don't have to worry about it later. Get some nutrients here. Looks like I'm a little low. Like the purple ones. Those purple ones always seem to work. I don't know what it is, but they always seem to take care of both the hydration and the nutrient side. All right, so we should have a hanger here. We shouldn't have to go worry about that. I don't think there's going to be any insurance claim on anything. Oh, let's hope. Really don't want to wait around or have to pay insurance. Looks like our hangar may be here. Good, our hangar is. So if we're lucky, the Carrack will be stored, and we will have the Drake sitting to the side. Or did it put the Drake back? Okay, so put the Drake back. Awesome. Okay, so what we need to do is call up the ships that we know fit. And we're going to put those in. So we're going to call up our Ursa, we're going to call up our Fury, and we are going to put those two on the ship.
Welcome. to the
and then
ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
go ahead and head back. So we are going to pull in. The Gladius does not fit. Boy, do I wish it did. It is just too tall. That's the biggest problem. It'll land in the ship. It's actually the right size. And you could put the Merlin in there, but I'm just not a fan of how the Merlin looks. I love the little Fury though. It is
Vehicle select. Your
that
vehicle
little
has
Fury
been delivered
snub
to the
fighter
base
is
within the
just cool as
city.
shit.
Goodbye.
So we're gonna start calling stuff up from the side over here after we run out and get this. These are some little ships we're going to put to the side. One is a land vehicle, a military land vehicle called a Ursa by RSI. It's actually a cool little armored land cruiser to cruise around. It's got a friend with you that can operate the guns, um, and it is armored, so it's kind of a cool thing to run around in on the ground and explore. The Fury, like you're going to see, is a little snub fighter, and it reminds me of. I knew it was. I was trying to remember what it reminds me of. It reminds me of the little ship off of Oblivion, except it doesn't have, of course, it doesn't look like two balls and a testicle, which, sorry, that one does. Oh man, I can't believe that happened. Come on. See now I'm I'm stuck in this. I can't trade because I'm in that shard. So I'm. Oh come on. So it kicked everybody out. I've had this happen one or two other times before where it's done this. This is why it's an alpha game. Look, 119. Everybody's having a rejoin. So it kicked everybody. Yeah, but I was talking about this. You'll see. I'm hoping when we get back in, we will still be in the hangar. Usually, it puts you back exactly where you left. So I'm hoping we'll be right back at the hangar and our ship will be up there. This is the stuff that scares me. So I spend a lot of time buying and trading. So I will spend money to buy goods and then go sell them somewhere else. One thing that scares me about that a lot is that when you do that, you really take a chance at losing your money. When the server does something like this, you have a chance your ship just doesn't come back and you lose all the cargo that's in it and you lose the money that you use that with. Now, I tell you what I'm going to do today is do something a little different. Once I get my ship loaded up in the way I want, which will take just a few minutes, we're going to go back and we're going to put it at, we're going to store it over at New Babbage. And I'm going to take you guys over to Bajini Point, which is a neat place that I've learned that you can run. I'm going to pull up just one of my ships that I can do some cargo runs in, some very easy cargo runs. And I'll show you guys a really easy way to make some money in the game. Now, I'm also going to show you a ship that if you want to buy your own ship with real money, but you don't want to spend a ton of money, the ship I'm going to show you is called it's called the Constellation Andromeda. Now, there's a few reasons why I like this ship. One, it's got very decent hull strength and good shields. Okay, and they're upgradable. The second thing is it has 4 size 5 weapons. Now you can upgrade these to attritions, which you can get at Lorville, which are some of the best guns in the game, most DPS game for PvP play. But they kind of nerfed the Connie's flyability. It's not as maneuverable as it used to be. But I took this ship out on one of those missions lately where you had to escort, and you have fighters, not just one, but sometimes 3 or 4 fighters flying in and shooting at you, and shooting at the ship. You got to defend the ship, and I think that in the course of the whole thing, that I think I fought off somewhere around 15 to 18 fighters, and some Hurricanes, some pretty good ships. And I will tell you, man, at Connie, I took 0 damage to the Connie. Yeah, the shields went up and down, but the shields were great. I haven't even done any upgrading, and I'm not talking the small ones. There's size twos and size threes and size ones. You got 3 different types of missiles, and it's it's armed to the teeth. And then you got 2 turrets. So if you got some buddies on you, there's some size 3 turrets they can arm. So you can really have a little fun. I mean, it's really a good all around. It takes 96 SU of cargo, so it can haul quite a bit of cargo. And I love that it's easy to load. It's got this nice little drop down bay that you can just load cargo on really easy. So I'll kind of do, we'll get over there and I'll show you a way that you can make $250,000 in about 20 minutes in the game just by running stuff from Bikini Point to Area 18, which is literally the space station around the planet. And you can do that over and over again, and you can make yourself some money in the game. And then you can go use that money to go buy your own ship. And if I was going to buy a ship in the game for all around, like, because in game the Connie's not any of the Connies are not cheap. They're just not. And of course, it put me back all the way to my thing, which means I'm going to start over. This must have been that was a real serious crash. It would not have put me back if it wasn't. All right. You remember that I drank though, so it did save some progress. Not all of it, but some. So we're going to go back to an empty hangar, more than likely. And we just need to call up our ships again. And I hope that we don't have any insurance incidences. Oh yeah, look at this. Ooh, somebody just... So there were some victims of that crash, man. Sometimes you will come into this game and find people on the floor, in their underwear. And that means they died somewhere, and this was their where they came from, or their closest spawn point. It's oh man, it took my spawn, my bay. So this was really a hard crash, man. Oh, I don't like that. I hope my ships are here.
To the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Okay, so the Carrack is still here.
Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered to the... Please visit us again.
Okay. That was annoying. It looks like it is in the bay. The reason I have to call the Carrack first is because I need to call the size bay I need. If I call one of the smaller ships, it could put me in a smaller bay. So Carrack is here. Let's store it.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle. Your vehicle has been moved to our storage facility.
Okay.
Please visit us again. Goodbye.
So once that's stored, we'll go ahead and call up the smaller ships. We're going to call up the Fury, and we're going to call up the Ursa. And we're going to put them to the side, then bring the Carrack up, and we'll put them into the ship, and we'll take off, and we're going to head over there. Kind of disappointed that we're having some troubles this morning. Okay, so let's go ahead and call up the Fury. We're going to call it first.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
Uh-oh. Did I call up the Wolf?
Please visit us again.
Please tell me I didn't call the Wolf.
The ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
No, I called the Fury. Awesome.
Please visit us again. Goodbye.
Okay. So this is a tiny little ship. Is it out there? I think it is. Yeah. Oh yeah, there it is. I told you it's tiny. But you're gonna laugh at me. You're gonna look at this and go, "Yeah, you're right. It looks like that little ship from Oblivion." Even the way the engines rotate and stuff, I swear somebody stole this from somebody. I don't know which came first, but look at this thing. You'll see what I mean when you see the engines. You get this little glass ball you're in. It looks like a one fighter version of that ship. I just really dig the way this ship looks. I think this ship is really cool looking. It is small. See the engines? Tell me this doesn't look like that ship. Look at the way the engines are. Okay, we'll turn that off. Tell me that thing isn't cool. And it's like a little ball with four guns. Now, I will tell you this, those are only size one weapons, so they don't do a lot of damage. But I think it'd be fun to zoom around in that thing and just dart around a planet, land on a planet, use that to kind of explore around. The only problem is you can't refuel them. You have to
Welcome
you have
to
to
the
fly them in
ASOP
somewhere to
vehicle
refuel
retrieval
them
system.
because refueling from the ship is not possible yet. And they need to change that. It's supposedly going to be introduced here pretty soon, where ships with bays like this, like the Carrack and stuff like that. Okay, I thought I clicked
Vehicles,
retrieve.
your vehicle has been delivered to the base
I
for
guess I did
retrieval.
not.
Goodbye.
So we're going to bring Ursa up now. That is a land vehicle. We're going to put it over here to the side too, and then we will call up our Carrack and we will put everything in a ship. So we'll put the Ursa in first, and then we'll come out, seal it up, or close the bay, and we got to open the bay up on top we have to open the landing bay up on top and then come back out. And that way, when we close up the ship, we can just go ahead and take off. See, I think this is the ultimate exploration ship because you have a med bed that you can respawn in case you get killed in the area. You can, go back and you can actually respawn there. You will, if you do it in the ship, you're gonna lose your ship. But if you run across some nasties and they shoot you, at least you will respawn in the same area. Who knows? You might run across some animals, some creatures that kill you, but you can respawn right in your med bed by setting that med bed as your respawn point. So as long as you're within a certain distance of your med bed, your ship, you will respawn in your ship instead. Very cool. So this is an armored vehicle. Look at that. Isn't that cool? You get gun racks in here. You got some places for some buddies to sit. I think this thing is cool looking. So this to me is like the ultimate collection of like little cool vehicles to run around. You can see
Welcome to Robert Space Industries. Enjoy
look at
the
that.
ride. System check.
Look at that, man. I dig this. All right, let's go drive this over here. Don't run into my other ship. Okay, we're going to put that right there. Awesome.
System off.
All right. All right, now let's call up the big boy and load her up. The only place you can currently refuel
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
is inside
Your
of
vehicle has been delivered to the base
these
visitor
bays.
center.
So in other words, you have to be on a landing pad to refuel. Now, if you're on a destination that has some place you can fly to and refuel, which a lot of the places we have cargo bays can, you can just go land on that pad real quick, refuel, repair, and come back. So a lot of times you can just go find a cool place on a planet you like, a nice little scenic area, in an area where you want to explore, and just land your ship and do that. That's what I'm hoping to do. Now, the reason why you got to have some money is one, repair, respawn, refuel ships, so supply. Um, and once you have a certain amount, it doesn't cost that much. So you could just take your ship, go run some bounties, make a little money back, and put it. So I like to keep like between 3 and 5 million in right now, and I'm low because I lost $1 million yesterday. I was at that mark to go do some exploring, and the game set me back on that a little bit because it glitched out and cost me some dough. I was hoping to do it in the Polaris as opposed to this vehicle, but the Polaris keeps being a problem child for me. And when I mean a problem child, I mean glitching out in bays. I get to a landing bay and there's stuff floating around because some idiot drove their ship into some idiot drove their ship in. There's cargo floating around, so it's obstructing the bay. I've had some weird issues. The big problem yesterday, like I was talking about, was I had the bay. I flagged it, said you're free to go, and it usually disengages you from the docking bay so you can leave. It wouldn't disengage. I was stuck there and I couldn't go. And it was such a pain in the butt. What's really cool is you can put this. I'm gonna kind of go up here like this. I'm gonna back up, line this up as best I can. Okay, let's see if we're in the ship. I don't think we're quite in the ship yet. Well, we might be. Yeah, I think we are. Okay. I think we're actually here. Okay. So we're going to shut it down.
System off.
Let's go ahead and get up. So this is again one of the cool things about this ship is you can put land vehicles in it. Now you can't put a tank in here, I don't think, but I love that you can shove one of these off to the side. Then I probably could have came in a little bit further, which I think I'm going to. I thought I was in far enough, but I'm not. I need to come in just a little bit more. Come on. There we go.
Welcome to Robin Space Industries. Enjoy the ride. System check.
Okay. Do I not have? They're on. There we go. So we take a look around real quick. Okay, I think we're far enough in.
System off. Welcome to Robin Space Industries. Enjoy the ride.
I love RSI stuff. I think they make some of the coolest stuff in the game. If I had to say my three best favorite manufacturers at this point, I love Origin for how beautiful their stuff is, but not very practical at all. If I was to imagine a luxurious future, I would buy an Origin ship. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Now it's so we're on here far enough now. Let's go ahead and open up the bay up on top, and then we'll come back out. What's really cool is look what you can do. I love this about this ship. Oh, okay, that's too close. We'll put that back down. There we go. Maybe I made that a little too close, but that's okay. So we need to go up to the, I forget what they call it. It's right above the habitation deck, the technical deck. One of these names. The one thing I do like is that in this ship, everything's labeled what it is. I love that the displays are on. The ship looks lived in. It isn't like the Polaris where everything's empty. There's nothing on a single bookshelf. Okay, there we go. So we're opening that bay. And you look around, it looks like people actually, it looks like you actually live in the ship, which is, when you look in the, where the, cohabitation is, where the captain's quarters, there's actually stuff in the ship, which is cool. Okay, so here we go. We're going to do this. We're going to close this from outside, which we can do right underneath here, because we don't want to have to come down and close that after the fact. Now we're going to go get our little Fury and put it in landing bay, and we are done. Now, what's funny is I tried to get 2 of these. I thought it'd be cool to have 2 of them in there, but apparently you can't do that, because the moment you call up a second one, the other one is unusable. And I thought, wow, that's crazy, but it's the truth. I called up one, had it sitting over here, called up the other one, and I couldn't get in the first one. I could only get in the second one. So apparently they don't allow you to have copies or multiple copies of a ship. All right. Whoa. Boy, this thing goes fast. I'm going to tell you, man, this thing maneuvers around so fast. I'm really going to have to get the hang of flying this thing. So let's go right over the top here. Whoa, back, 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 back. Let's get ourselves positioned. Now let's see if we can't drop it. Man, see, we can't put it right in the middle. There we go. Did we do it? Not quite. I think we can back up a little bit. Better. Okay. Yeah, boy, I tell you, even that thing, height-wise, look, it barely fits height-wise. But honestly, if you put this in the corner, you could fit like 4 of these things in here. They're just not very big. But I love that we have this little fighter we can fly around into. We got this little fighter we can fly around into, to kind of explore. Now we got to get out. We got to go out through one of these doors in the back here. And then once we do that, we can go ahead and close up the top. I'm telling you, man, I think this ship is just cool. If you're going to explore, the verse, this is the way to do it. You get something to fly, you get something to drive, and you still got cargo area. You see that bay closing? There we go, man. Okay, so we're set. Let's get out of here, man. There are 3 decks available from this one: the technical deck where I'm at, the habitation deck where you spend most of your time. That's your medical, habitation, and main medical, basically where you live. So medical's back here. That goes around to the back to engineering. This is habitation over here. There's a little crew kickback area. Um, crew quarters are over there. And then over here you got fine dining. Look, see this is what I'm talking about. Look, you got stuff in this ship. It looks like there's food. People live in here. The ship looks lived in. The medical bay is the same way. There's actually supplies, and it looks like there's a little hydro garden in there. I mean, this captain's quarters. It feels like you live in this ship. Now, I don't know where the bloody chess set is. There's usually a chess set over here. Okay, it's missing. Go figure. That's so hilarious. There's a chess set sitting right there usually, and it's not there. Where the hell did it go? And then you got storage in your area, and you got a your little bathroom and everything. That is so hilarious. I love that you got a windows in the ship. I mean, I'm sorry, but if you're gonna explore, you gotta have some windows to look out of. You come in here. This goes to the upper deck. I honestly don't know what that is. Let's go look. What is this? Oh, components. Okay. Well, that makes sense. So that is a component bay. And that looks like fuses. So I definitely don't want to pull the fuse to the boat. All right, let's go. Let's look it around. I'm gonna break this thing, and I don't want to break it. All right, so let's get out of here. Let's go ahead and call open. Let's set up our screens. All right.
Takeoff complete.
Let's set cruise control. Get out of here slowly. And then once we get past this, we will go ahead and raise the landing gear. There we go.
Raised.
All right, let's set our course. We're going to head over to. Where did we say we were going to go to? Okay. We are going to go back over to New Babbage, and we are going to store this thing and go pick up a different ship we can run some bounties in. Okay? So let's go ahead and route. It looks like it's going to be off over here to the other side.
Shields offline.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have to clear the space station here. Because it's behind me. There we go. Someone's out over there. That looks like a. What is that? That looks like it may be. Oh, that's a. Oh, that's one of the. That's a. Oh God, what is it? They were selling those. It's one of the ones I've wanted, but I can't get it. It's not for sale right now. I can't find it anywhere, either in game or outside the game. And the name is escaping me right now. but I love the way it looks. Armed to the teeth. It's supposed to be a really good heavy fighter. I got to go to work early today. My first meeting's at 7 a.m., which is crazy. Sorry, I'm reading my email real quick while I'm looking at this. There we go. What in the world is that a picture of? New memory for you. I'm looking at this picture going, oh, that's when I was building cabinets. When I was doing cabinet in my old house. Just looking at that picture going, what the hell is that?
Engines offline.
Looks like our cooling could use a little help. There we go. The one thing I do like about the Polaris and some of the capital ships is their drives are significantly faster. They have some really fast um, these quantum drives are faster. Good news is you can upgrade these, so you can put faster quantum drives in. And what I love about this ship is you do have good range. You got 10.6 million gallons of fuel, which is a lot of fuel. I mean, the Polaris, in contrast, has I think it's 12 point something, 12.9. So it's about 20% more, 25% more, but still, this is a lot. Um, Most ships, like if you look at like the Starlancer TAC and the Max, they're like 2.4, 2.8. I don't know why, but the Connies are almost five. They're like 4.6 or 4.8. They're actually pretty good. They're about half of what this is, but that's still, a lot. That's not bad. It's way better than the Mac than the TAC or the Max, I think. Yeah. So three new ships they introduced in the game. The gray fighter, the Stinger, and the Paladin. Out of those three, I think the Paladin is probably the best ship. The Paladin it looks like the same family as the Asgard, and the Asgard is a good ship. I think between the two, I'd rather have the Asgard because the Asgard's got, I think, more weapons at its disposal for the pilot, and I like even though I think I like the visibility, the kind of the cool stuff, the visibility they did. The visibility of both ships is good. I think the Asgard's great, but unlike the Connie, when I was taking the Asgards out to do those kind of missions, I it was very easy. I got an engine shot off a couple times. I mean, I took damage. I took zero damage in the Connie. Both times I took it on those missions. Nothing. The shields held up. Yeah, my shields went up and down, but they held up. I took no damage to my hull at all. No repairable damage. And the size you're talking about size three weapons in the Asgard, where on the Connies are size four, size fives. And I'll tell you, man, size fives do a lot more work on a target than size threes and fours. Although I am interested to see how that Drake does with one size five and four size fours. That's a nice combination. I think if the Asgard had size fours instead of size threes, I think it's got like I don't know, what, four or six size threes that it fires. I honestly think that if the Asgard had size fours instead of size threes, it'd be a much better gunship, delivery ship. I do like that it has Gatling guns on the entrances. That is really cool. And that it can do 180 SCU in cargo. That's pretty cool as well. That makes that ship really a good medium sized ship.
Engines
All right, well, we're almost here. We're going to go down to the surface. I am actually going to apply my paint job to the ship, and we are going to pick up our Connie and go run some missions if I got time. I have an hour, so we're going to see if we can go earn some dough. Okay, where is my destination here? It's over here. So I need to go over here. That is where I'm going. So I'm waiting for my drives to cool down. There they go. And we are off to the races.
Quantum drive is now on.
Give you the 30,000 foot view here. I love that you fly through the clouds, although this is going to be, looks like visibility is going to be a bitch.
Quantum drive is now up.
We need to find out where we're going.
Shields online.
Well, I cannot see dog shit down here. We're going to have to get below the cloud line. I think this is cool that you can fly through clouds. Come on. There we go. Now I can see the city. And then we got to figure out where we're going. We're looking for the spaceport. We need to get a little lower first. I still can't quite see shit. We're taking off cruise control because I do not want to hit the ground. Okay, there we can start to see some of the city here. It is raining. Okay, so we're going to take a look around. We're looking for the spaceport. It is on the side over here. I think that is it over there. Let's just take a quick look around. Yeah, I think it's really cool that they introduced weather into the game. Is that the port over there? God dang it. I don't know if it's over there or over here. I think that's it over there. So let's go ahead and set our destination for over here. Oh, I don't like that we can't see. Okay, there we go. Don't you love that? I don't know about you, but there's sometimes I like the idea of weather and there's times I don't. And this is one of the times I don't. I don't like that I can't see crap. Let's see if we can target anything. Okay, the fact that we're targeting another ship over here, that looks like an Apollo. Tells me that we're heading the right direction. Okay, so we can now see the spaceport. Let's go ahead and hail and find out where our hangar is going to be. What? I do not love this weather aspect. This is the first time I've been down here where I couldn't see. Now, I have held twice. Okay. Where's my hanger? Okay, I don't like that. It says it gave me a hanger. It gave me a hanger, but I don't see it. Am I in the right place? I'm pretty sure I am. I don't see it over there. You can see the city. I think this is so cool. It's snowing. I'm telling you, this is where it's at. I'm in the right place. I don't know why I can't. I do not know why I cannot see my hanger. Okay, we're going to wander on over here and hit that call button again. Come on, man. Usually it will tell you where your hanger is. Oh, there it is. Okay, I see it now. This ought to be fun. This is not going to be fun, boys and girls. I can't see shit here. If I'm going to lose my hanger, I'm going to have to recall it again before I get there. I'm trying to get over there. Wow. I can't see anything. There's my hanger. I'm heading right for it. Let's see if we can see it. Wow. Freaking weather. Did I lose my hanger? Oh, you little. So my hanger went away. Didn't get there in time. Okay. That's nice of you. Where'd you put it? Okay, we seem to be having some hanger problems. It's telling me I have a hanger, but it's not telling me where at. Sometimes you can just go see them open. Apparently, I am not the only person having hanger issues here. I am going to hang out for a second and see if I can't get this to give me a assigned bay again. At least I can see, right? Well, this is discouraging. This is the thing that makes me nervous about paying for cargo. Come on. Somebody flying across over there. Apparently, I'm not the only ship having problems. There are a lot of people hanging out here looking for. Come on. Oh, holy shit! It put me up there. Oh no, it disappeared. I didn't even know it put me up there. What in the hell? I've never been put up there before. Now it's putting me back down here. Okay. Well, we are having hangar fun today. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Get control of yourself, buddy. Ah, okay. Little too close. That should be better.
Engines offline. Landing complete. All systems offline.
That was not a pretty landing, but it'll work. Okay. So we're going to stash this and pull up our Connie and go run some bounties. I got about 40. I got half an hour. I don't know if we're going to have time, but I will show you guys where to pick up these bounties at. We'll get up there and leave off up there, and I'll show you where to pick them up. Okay? How about that? So let's go ahead and stash this here and bring our Connie up. By the way, the only way on and off this ship is through that vehicle bay. Something I hope they change. Very few changes I'd like to see to this ship, but one of them would be more. I would like to see them give it more ship HP, and I would like to see them give it more shield boost. Now you can buy better shields. That's something you can buy, but the ship HP is not something you can do a whole lot about. You can add things that have more HP to it, like shield and generator and stuff, but other than that, it's power plant. I mean, generator, power plant. But other than that, there's not a whole lot you can do to improve the HP of the ship. It either has it or it doesn't. But I love the fact that the main engines on this are in the actual vehicle, the main body of the vehicle, which means you can't get them shot off. A little harder to target.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
Okay. Where is my carrot? Okay, we're going to store that. We're going to go have our Andromeda delivered here. Okay.
Please visit us again. Goodbye.
Now that that's stored, we're going to go into vehicles and see if it shows up. So the Connie's here. Okay. Save that and equip it. Let's pull up the Carrack. Okay, that's strange. Why is my Carrack not showing up? Vehicles. There it is. Carrack. And liveries, and we're going to apply the polar ice. There we go. And that will be it for now. Okay, so let's pull that up.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
And we will at least go ahead and fly over there, and I will show you what bounties you need to pick up to earn some money. So bounties, as opposed to, by the way, these are going to be available to anybody once you run. If you don't see them, run your first, like there's a initial bounty thing you have to run. By the way, I love the way these Aero V hangers look. Just absolutely gorgeous. And look at this thing. So once you run your first mission, then they'll become available to you. I love these polarized paints, man. I just think they are the shit. I'm sorry. Now, one little thing that's cool about Connies is they come with these little snub fighters in the back that are attached to the ship. See that? That only comes on the Connies. And it is really, really cool. The only problem is, and you can take off from the ship, good luck getting it back on the ship. Now, this is one of the things I like about this ship, and I'm going to show you right now. So you have a separate elevator you can take up and down right here, but the best part about this is that there is a separate cargo bay. The cargo bay lowers, so you can load it and unload it from the back, and that is nice. So I can click on here and I can lower the cargo bay, and I can just use my tractor beam and just zoom this thing, put cargo right up here. Oh no, there we go. That server was having issues again for a second. And I'm going to use this to board the ship. So loading up cargo for missions on this thing is really, really easy. Now, I'm going to show you something really cool about this ship. Brad told you it is. So this is your cargo bay, and it is not quite as tall as like it is on the Taurus, because on the Taurus, they enable you to, they actually don't have all this. You see these? These are all missiles. This is something that the Andromeda comes with that doesn't come with any other ship. If you get missiles, but man, you get a ton of them. So that's your little living area and crew and yourself, and that's the elevator down, and then this is your deck. Now you have an upper and a lower turret, which is really cool. I love the lighting in this ship, but the weaponry and just the general utility of the ship, you can use this ship for just about everything in the game. I love that the panels are, this is a very, I don't like all the beams in front. That's probably one of the biggest complaints people have about the Connies is all these beams really obstruct your view. But good power distribution. Great power, great stuff for shields. You don't need to go crazy on the shields, but we've got full cooling already. And look, we got maximum engines, and we still have enough to power the weapons and things like that. So let's go ahead and ask for permission to depart. Give you a little walk around on this ship. This is with the polar, I think we call it the polar ice paint. Love that. Look at the guns. See those four big guns? Those are size 5 guns. That's what makes this ship really cool. All right. The only thing I've seen is like with that display up at the top, I've seen issues with that display for some reason. And I don't know why, but it just seems to be something that is plagues these ships. Okay, we're going to head out of the atmosphere. Let's go ahead and you have cruise control on, don't I? Yes, I do. Let's go ahead and get out of this weather. I don't know why, but that little bug up there is something we see as an artifact to this particular ship. It's not something that happens on every Connie, but it's something I see on this particular ship for some reason. And people have asked me, what is that? And that's what it is. So we're going to Bajini Point. If you just put, it's BAI, so I'm misspelling it. And we're going to fly over there real quick. Let's head over there. Oh, we're sideways. Okay. Let's straighten that out. Oh, wanted to kind of do a little, look at this. You can see where you're heading straight out to space. Look at the view. Dude, absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. All right, so let's get out of here and head over to ArtCorp. Got a ship flying across us right there. That is a Gladius. I have one of those and I love it. So this looks like we could benefit by using a little engine management over here and adding to the coolers. There we go. Now the glitch could be caused by the fact that I have my helmet on and my helmet is projecting the ship over the top of the ship up there in the top corner. And I think that may be doing it. If I take my helmet off, that usually will change. That will go away. It's like a tactical thing that comes on when you're wearing your helmet. It's not present otherwise. It's nice when you're on ships that don't have four displays like this, but this ship has all four displays in visible range. The other one that does too is the Asgard, and I love that about it. Gladius has two, and you got to kind of look around for the other two. They're below it. Some have three. The layouts are just different. I mean, usually at one given time in normal operation, there's really only two you need. And I think that's maybe power management and the ability to call up, where you're going, the contacts for where you're going. But the when you're in regular mode, like flying, got shields up, things like that, targeting, I like to have all four. So you can see I've got this lower display showing the guns and the gun groups. You can switch between guns and missiles, and by default, there's these 4 size 5 weapons. Now you can change those to Panthers. You can change those to attritions. The attritions really do some really, really good damage. I think the attritions are still the highest DPS weapon in the game. So I found this game by accident about a couple of years ago. It's been around for 10 years in development. They've raised over $1 billion to develop it. I think worldwide there's something like 9 million players. And you can get started in this game for about 30 bucks. Get a small starter ship. That gets you the game download. What's really nice is they let you apply your purchases. So as you buy things in the game, you can return ships and try out new ones and buy ones you want. So I currently own in fake money in the game, or money I've earned and kind of went out and bought stuff in the game. I've spent probably about 15 million in the game. I have a Fury, I have a Gladius, and I have a Starlancer Max that I all bought in game with the currency you earn in the game, the AUSC. Now I probably said that wrong, but that's okay. You know what I mean. And then there's the ships that you buy with real money that I have bought over the time. Obviously, didn't go spend the money all at once. I just did a little bit at a time. But I now own. So I have a Carrack. I have one of the new Wolf fighters. I have this ship I'm flying now, which is the Andromeda, and I have a Buccaneer, which I just bought yesterday with some store credit that I had. And I still have a little bit of credit left, but I'm not really anxious. I'm kind of waiting for the big ships to come out and see what I want to exchange. But what I wanted was really kind of a variety of stuff to play around with. I wanted to kind of see and fly around some different fighters and ships and see what I like. And I'm anxious to try the Buccaneer for some bounties. Okay, so we're on our way to Bajini Point. We're going to fly around. We got to catch a. Is this it? It says we got to go this way. Okay, so we have a checkpoint we have to hit to get around to the other side of the planet. Apparently, so Bajini is a space station that orbits ArcCorp. ArcCorp is the home of Area 8 or Area 18, and that's kind of like a Area 18. We've talked about it. It's kind of a boy. The coolers take a long time on this thing. Jesus, didn't realize they took so long. Okay, let's see where we're going now. Looks like we're going over this way. Yeah, oh yeah, it was on the opposite side of the planet. All right, we are on our way to Bajini Point now. So we are gonna fly up here. I'm gonna leave this on so I can get here a little quicker. I'll shut off the drive once I get up a little even with the station here. Each station is very cool. Oh, it's night on ArcCorp. Isn't that nice? Look at that. Wow. Very cool. And you can see the clouds around the planet. I honestly think that this is one of the things that makes this game absolutely amazing. Look at this. I have never played a game with these kind of visuals. I mean, I kind of dug Starfield, but when you look at, wow, this looks, it's just amazing. So we're going to go up here as soon as we get a little, oh, you know what? I probably should have this. I didn't realize I did not have this set up for, sorry about that. I did not have this set up for communications. I probably already, yep, there it is right there. So we got to hail them, figure out where we're going. It will assign us a bay, and it looks like it has. So we're going to go ahead and head up there now. Looks like we're on this side. There we go. Change my angle a little bit so I can see where I'm going. And that should be us. And it is. Let's go ahead and put down our landing gear, which will slow us down. And let's go put ourselves in here. Now, what I've discovered with this ship is I sometimes will be too high going into these things. So I really have to lower it and watch out. Now, once you're in here, you can do some things to make loading a little easier. So you can turn and point yourself towards the bay here a little bit easier, and it makes it a lot easier to load when you're loading. I'm not going to do that right now because I'm not actually going to load, but I would aim, get yourself set up in a way that you can aim. So we're going to go ahead and set down. Oop, I need to go up just a little bit more, so I'm on that pad all the way. There we go. Now, one of the first things I do when I get here is I will hit F1. I will load in. I will hit landing, and I will go ahead and refuel and do any repairs I need. want to make sure that those things are going on. They are. So now that I know that, I am going to go ahead and get up and I will show you what bounties I go after. I'm going to show you a quick way to make 200 to 300K. You need a ship that can haul at least 50 SCU to do this. Tell you what, let's just, since we're going to go right here, we are going to just go down the elevator. I didn't see my granddaughter get on, so that's unfortunate. I was really hoping to see her this morning. Let's go ahead and send that back up. All right, so what you want to do is when you're in Bajini, and depending on where you're at, there will be different bounties. So you're going to go to contracts, and you're going to go to small grade hauling. And what you're looking for is contracts that are 50K. These right here. These are pick up from Bajini and go to Area 18. And they're usually small amounts, like anywhere between 6 to 10 SCU or 6 to 12. So you're going to accept those. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. It's usually 5 or 6, but it looks like they may have changed it up. So it looks like there are 4. That's 200K. So each one of these represents a bounty for a different type of cargo, but it all goes to the same area. So this right here is 5 to 10. That is 8. They're 50K each. So you can run them at the same time simultaneously. And they go to the same area. Here's 7. They go from Bajini to Area 18 to Rikers. So you want to do 4 of those bounties together. You're talking a total of about maybe 36 SCU for these 4. That's 200K. And then just take a look at these bounties. There are other ones that go down to from Bajini to other places. There are other ones that go to Rikers still. So you just need to look around. Go through them and find the ones that go to the same destination. They are here. So this one goes to, if you put this in a different place, you can run this one next to it as well for 63K. This is pick up from here, and you're going to drop 5 at Everest and 5 at Port Tressler. Now, that goes to different locations. So probably don't want to do that one in live what we're talking about. But if you scroll back up to the top, let's see if we can find some others that go from Bajini to okay, there's one right there. So this is picking up 27. Now this is a lot more, so you got to make sure your ship can handle the amount of cargo. If you've already got 36, picking up 27 is going to put you up above 50. So most small ships are not going to handle that. The other is a good way to earn 200K at a time. These are small boxes, so you're going to need to have the multi-tool with the tractor beam attachment, or you're going to have the max lift. I like the max lift better. It has better range, loads faster. And you're going to load the ship up. And then you're just basically going to load it. You're going to use the elevator to bring it up, load it, and then you're going to, and I'll do that in the next video. And you're just going to run it down to Rikers and unload it to the elevator and put the elevator into storage. When you do that, you will get awarded the money. You don't have to buy anything, you don't have to do anything, but we'll do some quick runs on this and show you how easy it is to do it. It is not hard. I'm just across a time limitation because I have to go early to work today. I got to be at a meeting at 7 a.m., so I've got to go take a shower and get ready. But this is how you earn those bounties. You don't have to spend any of your own money. Like when I was talking about how I lost money, that was where I was trading. I was buying materials in one place, loading them in, and then selling them in another for a profit. That's another way to do it. But if the game twitches, the game messes up and costs you your ship, if something happens to your ship and the cargo's on it, you've lost the cargo and the money associated with buying the cargo. So there's a risk to that. And I have lost probably in the course of 3 weeks, I've probably lost $3 million in the game easy, just off of the game bugging out. So I will use this. This is how I earned most of the money in the game to buy my ships, is I went and did these kind of bounties. I also did some bounties where we can take the ship and we can go out after some PvP play and do some escort missions and stuff. And this ship works great for that with its firepower. So I really want to try the Buccaneer on that and see how the Buccaneer does. I love what it has. So I really want to see how that goes. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember, Papa Sledge, like, subscribe. I do some Destiny streaming, not very much. Um, for those of you who follow Destiny, my character's up in the 450s and above. I play all three, Titan main, but I streamed for probably 10 years for Destiny. I just losing interest in the game. They really don't see a future to it anymore. And I love what they're doing with Star Citizen. This game is an active development. We're a part of the development and helping it make it a better game. And I love a lot of things about this. It offers a lot of fun, and it's actually a very relaxing game to play, except when it screws up. Anyway, I'm Papa Sledge. I will catch you guys in the verse. Isn't that a beautiful ship, man? This thing just reminds me it's kind of Star Trekky, don't you think? Now, look at these guns. Look at these things, man. You got four of those things doing damage on patrols. It's absolutely crazy. Those are, you can see the one up on top up there. You can see this one here. You got four of those things. You got a bunch of missiles, and you also have turrets. There are turrets that drop out of the top and the bottom of this thing that do some. They're not as big. They're not size fives or size threes, but it gives your buddy some stuff to shoot at while you're flying. But I just love the way this ship looks. It looks Star Trekky. This is again RSI. I told you I like their ships. Their ships are kind of military-like, but this is actually more of you know, this is more of a gunship, multi-role ship where you can do cargo and everything else. I just love the way they look. There is something about the way this ship looks that is unique to this game, and I just love it. I love the characteristics. The new Apollo series ships is supposed to be by the way, you do have docking hatches, which is nice. Um, there's a new multi-role ship that's supposed to become a new cargo variant of the Apollo, and I think that's going to be really cool to see. The Apollo, we really haven't showed you that. I had one for a little bit, decided to not keep it, and mainly just because there's just not a lot of medical gameplay right now. It's more of a medical triage ship, but I just it's a beautiful ship. I think they did a great job on it. If they make a cargo variant of that I can use for cargo, I love the way it looks. I will probably get one. Absolutely get one. So I can't wait. That's supposed to be possibly unveiled during Ship Week, and the new Perseus, which is coming out, which is a big gunship, the size of the Carrack or bigger. So I'm kind of anxious to see how that turns out. Now, the only thing about that is it doesn't have that particular ship does not have a medical bed in it, and if it did, I might seriously think about it. That thing is rumored to have size 8 guns. Size 8, you heard me, man. That's like crazy. That's not going to be a patrol boat. That's going to be something you go after, big ships like Idrises and stuff like
Welcome
that with.
to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
But, okay, what am I doing? So I'm going
Your
to store
vehicle
this.
has been moved to our storage facility.
I do want to bring my Gladius here real quick because
Insurance claim has been sent.
I want to apply a paint to, or a paint to it. It's going to be here in just a minute, and then we'll get off real quick. But I have a paint I want to apply to that as a shader, I guess is the right word. I want to apply to that as well. But GD Point is pretty cool. I can do that from anywhere, so we'll just kind of take a John up to the gallery here and look out at ArtCorp real quick. And then we're going to sign off for the night, or for the morning, I should say. Uh, I'll be back on tomorrow. Actually, yeah, tomorrow morning for a little bit. Oop, that's not where I want to go. I'm already there. There we go. Lobby, please. Thank you. Let's go take a look at the view. Look at that. Oh my God. That is just amazing. They have really been adding some things to the game and the visuals, and boy, does it show. I'm trying, and by the way, we'll be broadcast. I'm going to be adding a referral code to this. So if you decide to join this game, it'll get you some discounts and also give me a little credit, help support the channel for referring you in. But I really dig this. So you guys can't see this, but I have this on a 49-inch ultra wide OLED. So when I tell you that it's like having three screens at once or two ultra wides at once, but it is a very wide screen. You can't see it all because I can't fit it all in this screen without making it look small. And what I mean by that is no matter what I do, it's going to show you the screen in this format. So if I show you the whole screen, it'll just scrunch it up and make it look funny. So there's actually a whole bunch more screen that goes to the right and left of this that you don't see and that I see on my screen that and it's on a curved monitor. So it's very captivating. It's very immersive. And I've got my joysticks in here, which I'm looking to get. I need to map it because I really want to get my joysticks working for flight. I've been using keyboard and mouse for a while and I'm used to it, but I would really love to do that. And there's also an eye tracking thing you can do. It's in the budget, hopefully at some point. It's about 250 bucks. But what it does is it traces your eyes, it follows your eye movement. So you can, where you look, the game looks. So you can look independently of flying. And it's like a more natural way of flying like you would in real life. And I cannot wait to try that. The people that use it and talk about it say it's absolutely amazing. So anyway, for those of you that have joined us today, really, really appreciate you. We will catch you next time.